on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now.
Welcome to the Caribbean island you quite possibly have never heard of. This is Anguilla.
Today we are at Shoal Bay and we're staying at the most incredible hotel called the Manoah. Cannot wait to show you around. If you're coming here, you might be arriving by airport. They do have one here, but more than likely you'll be coming the way that we came, which is taking a ferry from St. Martin. I don't know if you can tell that it's super windy out today. The last few days, the weather has not been normal, especially for February. It's been super windy, the seas have been really rough. The last couple of days it was pouring down rain and we actually couldn't get over here. So for 2 days we had to extend our stay in St. Martin, but finally we're here.
To be completely honest, we felt like we were never going to make it to this island, so to be here now feels extra special. And speaking of extra special, you guys, how about this place? Look at this amazing pool. We didn't even get to the beach yet, but the pool itself is just immaculate. Not sure if we're gonna hang out here or the beach. Are you a pool or a beach person? We're very curious, but just before you answer that, wait till you see the beach. So right off the pool area, you have a restaurant, and this is quite the restaurant.
Yeah, it's right off the pool. Also, beach on the other side, which we'll show you in a second. They do serve all 3 meals here, and there is a bar as well.
This is kind of neat because over here, you get a glimpse of the beach, and over here, you get a glimpse of the pool.
I know, both sides, beautiful view.
But let's be honest, this is why we're here, you guys. This beach, Shoal Bay, it is considered one of the best beaches, do we say the world?
Yeah, it's considered one of the best beaches in the entire world. Often Anguilla gets nominated for, you know, the best beaches, and this is considered one of the best beaches on the island.
Yeah,
so
this is stunning. I mean, it is wavy today, but if you look closely at the color of this water, you might see 7 shades of aqua. And of course, we also have this white sand. This is beautiful.
So I think typically this beach is lagoon-like. The water is crystal clear and smooth. People go snorkeling out there. It's a little unfortunate it is so wavy. And I think the next couple days it's supposed to be just as windy. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that we get a little bit of a calm so we can see what it's supposed to look like. I bet you if you guys are watching this and you've been here before, you might be kind of shocked at how wavy the water is. But I think it says something just how blue that water is and it's still so wavy.
I know, the sun's not even fully out and that still looks absolutely crazy, but here's the problem behind us, it's gray.
I know, please don't rain, please don't rain. We have big plans this afternoon, something really, really fun. We're gonna go exploring the island on a really interesting, maybe the most interesting mode of transport we've had in a long time, so we don't want rain. So if you're wondering, this island is considered quite expensive. It's definitely not, I guess, budget friendly, especially to get here and to be here. Yeah, I think it's considered one of the more exclusive Caribbean islands. So if you are on a very strict budget, say it's probably not the place for you. The Manoah is actually a really well-priced hotel on this island, especially considering how expensive some of the places are. There are some 5-star crazy hotels here that will cost you, you know, $30,000, $40,000 a week to come to. So if you are coming here, highly recommend the Manoah, especially for what you get for the money. Just wait until you see our room. So there's actually 2 buildings here. So you can see this building behind us. It's not the one we showed you earlier. That one's just over this way. So there's lots of rooms at this hotel. Now, what we're curious about, we were just talking amongst ourselves, is are you guys like us and got kind of Anguilla mixed up with Antigua? Well, we're going to Antigua next. That'll be probably our next video, I'm assuming. So we'll get to see the real differences between the 2 islands. I think they're quite different. Yeah, let us know if you guys heard of Anguilla in the comments below. We can't wait to show you more of the island today. Just fingers crossed, everyone, that this weather holds up because we got some dark clouds back there. Welcome inside our room. This place is absolutely massive. We actually have multiple rooms in here, and this happens to be the living room. We have a massive coach over there, a big loungy coach. Check out the wallpaper. I know. This is the first thing. Look at the mirror. You guys can probably see me in there. Look. The wallpaper is just crazy. This room is so big. Over here you have a massive walk-in closet, of course, with a safe. They have robes. Something so luxurious about having robes. It's like one of my favorite things about staying in a really nice hotel. There's a massive TV over here, and you guys will probably see the view as well. We'll take you out there soon because our patio is amazing. Let's take you guys into the bedroom here. This is quite the room. There's lots going on in here. There is a very, very comfy king size bed. Yeah, that's a king size bed. King size. We slept here last night. I can say I just like totally relaxed right into that bed. It was so comfy.
There is actually another TV here, but that's not the best part of the room.
Yeah, other than the outside, this is my favorite, very, very favorite part. This is the bathroom. I mean, just look at this. It's incredible. One, did you notice this tub back here? I did have a bath last night. This is an amazing tub. I love a good bathtub. You don't get them very often. I love a good shower too, but like once in a while, a couple times a year to have a nice soaker bath.
Let's talk about the 2 different doors.
Yes. Well, speaking of showers, hello, you just like, that's the biggest shower I've seen in a very long time. It's like a whole room.
It's just over the top. In here, you have your toilet, so there's also a very nice vanity.
Yeah, there's like 2 sinks over here, so we can both be in here in the morning getting ready. Very convenient. But let's take you outside, because other than that, the outside is the best. Welcome to the outside area. Yes, that bathroom is huge, but I think this patio is just massive. It actually wraps all the way around.
I know, we'll walk the other way. Look at the loungers, you guys. 2 loungers, and yeah, we do have the amazing view that you saw earlier. We'll talk more about the view in a second, but look how big this is.
Yeah, so you have a table and chairs over here. You can have your breakfast here in the morning. Like, look at this.
I just want to illustrate just how big this patio is. There's a whole other aisled section that way, and now if I walk back here where Anna's at, yeah, she's got the view right now, right?
Yeah, so we took you down to the pool, the restaurant, and the beach earlier, and that's the exact view that we have from our room. It's amazing.
I know. I don't know how many floors are actually in the building, but we're just on floor 2, and this is the view behind us. We get to wake up inside there, and all we see is the beautiful colors of the ocean here. This is just over the top.
I don't think there's a bad view in this hotel. I'm gonna guess that every single room has this amazing view. There's these ones, and then there's of course the beachfront rooms as well. Like, wow.
Well, we mentioned we had a cool ride, and you're not gonna believe what we're going to be getting around the island in today. It's this adorable vehicle. Have you ever seen anything like this? So, it's called a Moke, and believe it or not, it used to be a British military vehicle. I have no idea what this did in the military. I'm sure someone will let us know, but really, it's just a perfect little car. How cute is it, you guys, to get around? But here's the thing, I don't think we said this yet in the video. This is a British territory, and that means we drive on the other side of the road. We drive on the left, and I don't like it. I don't like it, I don't like it, I don't like it. I don't like driving on the other side of the road, but I have to this time. So this is gonna be fun. You might notice though the wheel is on the left. Didn't expect that one, so I'm gonna be driving like a North American setup, but on the other side of the road. Wish us luck. It's the best part about this. There's no doors on this ride. You just kind of climb right in.
You gotta climb in. Also, reason we don't want it to rain today. We have no doors. We do have a little bit of a cover, but if it rains sideways, we're gonna get wet.
Well, we're stopping into a place called Ken's Barbecue, and yeah, we're outdoors and you can just smell the delicious meat on the griller. It's absolutely over the top. We got some items back here. Look at this, you guys. We got scalloped potatoes, purple coleslaw, and then we got ribs and chicken. Are you excited to eat?
I'm so excited to eat this. We had some in St. Martin. So here in this area of the Caribbean, barbecue is very, very popular. We had some amazing chicken and ribs over there, so we figured we'd give it a try here as well. Have some different sides though. It's Friday and today is Scalloped Potato Day. Apparently the only day you can get it, but had to go for it since it is Friday. We also got some Johnny cakes, kind of a local pancake. We had also some over in St. Martin. Quite a bit different than this. These could feel like a little bit of a bun, whereas the ones we had over there were like deep fried.
I love how loud it is in there. They're actually like chopping the ribs. Look at the inside of that though. Wow.
Yeah, so it's a completely different consistency to the ones we had over in St. Martin. Those ones were almost like a fried bread.
See if it holds the test.
I think I might actually like this one better. It reminds me a little bit of like a tea biscuit. It's kind of like a bread bun, but a little bit denser. So it's like halfway between the two things.
Look at these ribs, you guys. Let's see if these are better than the ones I've had in St. Martin. I'm just gonna go for it. It's the best way to try the ribs. Oh. What is it about the Caribbean and ribs? I think the secret to these beautiful ribs has to be the way they're all charred and just cooked on the grill. Like the meat is really tender, but then this is all crispy and there's all the seasoning and there's definitely a secret barbecue sauce. I can't quite figure it out. I just know I can't make them like this back where we're from in Canada, but so far the ribs here on this island are just as good as they were on St. Martin. You guys, it's worth coming to this island that no one knows about just for these ribs at Ken's Barbecue. Check out the purple coleslaw. I've never seen coleslaw quite like this. I've seen it almost this color but lighter, but let's just try it. That's the secret to this dish so far.
Let's try these scallop potatoes. These scallop potatoes feel like a little bit of a treat. It's not something you see on menus very often, and being that they only serve these on Fridays, I'm guessing they take some time to make.
Yeah, I'm excited about these. When's the last time we even had something like this?
No idea. I think maybe your parents made them in the summer with some ham. That's a very Nova Scotia thing to have, scallop potatoes and ham, but here it's with the barbecue. That is the winner for me. I love the barbecue, but those potatoes are worth coming here on a Friday.
Well, we hopped back in our beautiful little Moke and made our way further down the island. It's so much fun to drive around here. There's so much scenery, so many things to look at, and here we are coming down a dirt road now. Not exactly sure where we're going, but we found something pretty epic, you guys. We're at something called the Arch, and now I don't know if you're going to be able to see it perfectly there. Look at that. There's this cliff with almost like a little giant hole, and the ocean is just absolutely wild today. I have to show you one more time the Moke. Look how cute that is right there. You in love with their car?
I am. I want one. It's so cute. Every time I look at it, I'm just like, oh, it's so adorable.
What's cool though right now is I think this is one of the most popular tourist attractions on the island, and there's nobody here. It's just us. Just us. And we're at the furthest point west that you can get. A little bit southwest is by the way the island's shaped, but pretty cool spot.
As we were driving, we didn't meet very much traffic. There's a couple of cars, especially on this dirt road, but I thought, sometimes that happens and then you get to your destination and there's like 50 cars there and you wonder how everyone got there. But no, today we lucked out. Literally nobody here at the moment.
I know. Speaking of driving once more, you guys might be wondering like how I'm making out here driving on the left. I don't know. There's something about this setup. The wheel's actually on the left, like a North American car. I actually find it easier to drive on the left when the wheel is on the left. Last time I did this, it was Turks and Caicos, and the wheel was actually on the right, which makes sense, but I found that hard on the head. So this time around, I'm finding it easier. What about you? I know
well, I'm not driving, but I feel like my head isn't hurting as much. I know we spend a lot of time in places where they drive on the left. We don't do it very often, but maybe my head's getting used to it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
So if you guys are wondering how much this costs, it's definitely not cheap, but come on, like, this is literally the cutest thing. This is something like this is not going to come cheap anywhere. I think we paid about $150 for half a day. That's 4 hours, but that includes taxes. It also includes a temporary license. So something to know if you're coming to Anguilla, your regular license doesn't actually work here. You have to give them your license. This is just done through your rental company, and they give you like a permit. There's one I think for $72 or 72 hours, and that's $15, and then there's one for 3 months, and I believe that's $25.
Yeah, so this is about 40 bucks an hour, give or take. It's,
yeah,
I think
it's a splurge.
It's a splurge. I think it's worth it, but it comes back to costs on this island.
Yeah, nothing comes cheap here. I'm sure if you were just renting a regular old car, it's gonna be a lot cheaper than this, but it's not gonna look like that.
Yeah, the waves are absolutely insane here.
I can't get over it. I wonder if it is actually wavier than normal. I imagine it's usually quite wavy around here, but as we said before, the waves on our beach are crazier than normal. So maybe here is as well, but I can't get over like them brush or like hitting up against the cliffs over there. It's really dramatic.
Yeah, speaking of dramatic, there's a drop off right there. And look, I'm not gonna go any closer, I promise, so I'll move the camera. Look at that. Wow. So this island is really flat, but at this this kind of western tip, you have a bit of these kind of peaks, these cliffs in the background that are extra dramatic. It's so very different. The contrast is wild. But speaking of wild, like I'm just standing on the edge of a cliff here, and there's no like railings or anything like that. So if you're coming here, don't get too close. But you can see there's like a path that's kind of carved in here. So clearly a lot of people come right here. So one of the craziest things about this place is you can walk out on the arch, and it's pretty narrow. You definitely get a little weak in the knees, and right now you'll see some crazy footage. This place is so epic. You might be wondering how I'm getting this without flying the drone today. So it's way too windy for the drone. The gusts are like 50, 60 kilometers or something like that. It's pretty high. We're using this little 360 camera. It's an Insta360. It's just in case anyone out there that wants to create their own YouTube videos and want to get shots like this. That's what I'm doing. This is not sponsored. I'm just bringing it up because we got asked before. So now you know. It kind of looks like a drone sometimes. It's great. It's just another tool in the old bag of tricks, I guess. But how are you doing? Are you like weak in the knees as well?
A little bit, especially walking over the arch. I mean, it's not that narrow, but you can see on either side of you, so it just makes my knees weak because I can see the waves coming at me and then going into that little cove area.
Yeah.
And then on this side, they're coming in pretty aggressively.
Yeah,
so.
you get sprayed here a little bit.
Yeah.
Either way, if you're thinking about coming to this island, you have to see this place. It's so cool. Just on our way back to the car here, we have an update on the eSIM.
Oh yeah, I got it to work while we were at lunch. So basically, we usually use Airolo. Sometimes they have good plans for the different places we go. Sometimes they don't. In general, we've had pretty good luck with them, but here in the Caribbean, eSIMs are just so expensive. So I paid $9.50 US for 1 gig of data. So it doesn't get us very much, but at least it'll help us get around the island. Yeah. Originally, when I installed it, it gave weird directions to change some of the settings, and then it didn't work. So at lunch, I was like, maybe I'll just switch the settings back to what they originally were. I did that, and it worked. So if you guys are interested in eSIMs and like Airolo, probably one of the better ones, I'm gonna put a link in the description below if you guys want to check them out.
All right, ready to go to the next place?
Let's do it.
Well, new spot, new location. We just came over to a little part of town, a village called Sandy Ground.
Yeah, it's funny enough, we were just on St. Martin, if you guys watched our videos there. I think our very first one, we even paid a little visit. We're staying in Sandy Ground of St. Martin. There's also one here on Anguilla.
Multiple sandy grounds. I mean, it makes sense if you look down. Yeah, lots of sand on the ground. I love how they name things. It's very literal.
Something that I think we're discovering about this island is just how low-key and quiet it is. I think this is the type of place you come if you just want to relax all the time, not have anything to do, just sit on the beach, have a beer.
Hang on, I hear a little bit of No Doubt in the background. So there goes the relaxing time.
Oh, you can still relax to No Doubt.
That's hilarious. We totally said it was really quiet. We saw these beach chairs and the loungers over there. It looks relaxing, and then you got this bar, and you can hear the music in the background. They are ripping some No Doubt. Good band. You guys haven't checked them out before, but this place looks cool. Well, this place is called Elvis, and it's quite the setup here. There's actually like almost the bottom of a ship at the bar. We ordered some Caribs because this has been our beer of choice while we're here in the Caribbean, so far this part of the Caribbean.
Cheers.
Cheersies. We thought we'd take this time to go through some like random facts that we were collecting on our little notes here.
Yeah, and this all comes from the internet, so take it all with a little bit of a grain of salt because everything you read on the internet isn't always true, but you never know. So this island apparently only has 6 traffic lights. If that's true, I feel like we probably went through all of them.
We definitely went through all 6 traffic lights in about 30 minutes today.
Yeah, so the entire island is only 16 miles or 25 kilometers long.
That's pretty short.
It is pretty short, but it took long enough to get through stuff. There was a little bit of traffic. I think there was an accident today, so it took a little bit. One accident. 15,000 people live on this island.
There must be way more tourists. That's what I'd be wondering about, how many tourists we have.
Yeah.
But then there was another fact you had about the football or soccer.
Yes, this one I actually fact-checked. Anguilla's national football team is officially joint worst in the world. I looked this up. It's true.
Okay, just in case you didn't get that, it's the officially joint worst team in the world. Who are they joined
According
with?
to FIFA. That place that's in Italy, that little country.
Oh yeah, there's a little
San Marino,
I think, but they're both really small. I guess it makes sense.
Yeah,
But
like how many people are going to actually have to play football?
now we're going to have to pay attention to the Anguilla football team and cheer them on. Well, it's now the next day and we're back in beautiful Shoal Bay here. This place is just over the top. The color of the water, but you might also notice that the water is still a little bit rough out there.
Yeah, definitely not a swimming day. It's still red flag. So unfortunately, we're probably not going to see it at its ultimate glory. If tomorrow we happen to get one, maybe we'll put like some B-roll up, but we do leave tomorrow.
I know. We were gonna film 2 videos here on the island, but the weather has been not the best. We kind of, well, it didn't work out for our timing, I guess.
For the timing, yeah, we would have done 2 otherwise if we didn't get cut off at the beginning. So we missed 2 days. We only have a couple of days here, so 1 video it is.
But if you're curious, make sure to look up Google it, some photos of this beach, because normally it's not wavy. and it's usually like a lagoon, which is pretty rare for
Yeah,
an ocean.
I think I said this before, but like people go snorkeling out there. I was really hoping to do that today.
The reason
Next time.
we
Next
picked
time.
we picked the video up today, hoping it would be a little calmer to show you, but strike number 2. Maybe tomorrow, we'll see. But for now, we got to find a little place to grab a drink. We want to see if we can find something like, I don't know, rum punch?
Something like that.
Well, we found a little watering hole here right on the beach. You guys, we got a rum punch. I actually wasn't sure if they'd have them. We said that just a minute ago, and now we got one of these. It's something we don't drink that often. Try really quick. Yeah, this is something we don't find too often in Cabarete, where we're living in the Dominican Republic. Like, I know you can get them, but on these islands, these kind of like West Indies, you often come across these, and I absolutely love it. I always forget how much I like them, but you guys might be watching the video today and wondering, like, what's the vibe like here? And I'm hoping you can tell it's pretty relaxed. It's really chilled out. Surprisingly, coming from St. Martin, you know, there's McDonald's over there, and there's some other US and Canadian chains that you're used to seeing, and here, there's nothing like that at all. It's all like local barbecue shops and, and things like that. I mean, there's grocery stores, of course, but it's pretty relaxed, and we really like that vibe.
Yeah, just to elaborate on that, I think most of the people that come here seem to be couples, especially older couples, I will say. I've seen quite a few families as well, especially younger families. There's not a party vibe here at all. I don't know if there's any nightlife whatsoever. Maybe at some of the resorts you might be able to find a nightclub, but you don't get that kind of like bachelorette party type vibe here. It just seems to be a really laid back family couple place to come to.
Yeah, and it really is kind of like a secret little place that you can actually get here. St. Martin helps, it just gives you more options.
It does, but it's one extra step, I think. I don't know how many where the actual flights come from that go to the airport here. It looks pretty small. Most of the planes I saw were really small, so they might just be local. I don't even know if you can fly internationally here or not. Maybe someone can correct us, but I think most people would go to St. Martin, come over in a ferry like we did. Hopefully we'll have better weather and you can get here right away and not miss a couple of days, but that one extra step I think would deter some people from coming here.
Yeah, now here's the big question that I'm wondering about. Obviously we're at beach bars a lot here because that's what you do at beaches, but are you getting tired of beach bars?
I could never get tired of beach bars, but if you're coming here to try to do like tons of excursions and go ATVing all over the island and go hiking, I don't think there's a ton of that. I think most people come here to relax on the beach, maybe go on a boat excursion if they want to go do something, but if you're someone that needs to be doing something all the time, this is what you're going to end up doing. So you might get bored, but for us, this is perfection.
Well, we're now back at our hotel. The rum punch was absolutely delicious. I was craving that. I didn't even know I wanted it so much.
I know, it's one of those drinks that I never think of, but when I have one, I really enjoy it.
Yeah, so we're just gonna wrap up our time here on the island. Man, what a place. This feels like a little hidden gem in the Caribbean that's not so hard to get to. There's a lot of small islands in the Caribbean that are pretty elusive, like tricky to get to. This one, because St. Martin is close by, and of course there's flights here, it's a little easier to get to for the type of island you want to be at.
Yeah, but still so under the radar for most people. You're watching this, maybe you've heard of it before and you're watching it because you're interested in it, but maybe you're watching it because you've never heard of this place before and you're curious.
Now, if you're wondering, we talked about prices throughout the video. Our plan was to make a full-on video on costs as well, but we ran out of time due to the weather. But it is not a cheap island. We'll just be very honest about that. It's more expensive than a lot of Caribbean islands we've been on.
Yeah.
So because of that, it feels like VIP, it feels exclusive. But know that before you get here. It's hard to do this on a budget.
Yeah, especially at restaurants, be expecting to pay 10 to 15 for a cocktail, 20 to 30 for a regular main dish.
Yeah.
And upwards, you know, when you get into fish and seafood and all that
and that's
stuff.
USD, so you can imagine the price will go up from there. But the food is absolutely delicious, so that's been a huge plus. The thing is though, if you are looking for accommodations, where we're staying, this is a good deal, like a good bang for your buck right on this beach.
It is for this island for sure.
So make sure you check out the Manoah if you can, and a big thanks for them. They hosted us for our trip here, and it's been so much fun. We highly recommend it. The service here is great, but now...
I was just going to say, there will be a link in the description for the Manoah if you are interested.
Right, you guys always ask us. Down here below the video, if you're watching on a desktop, there's like a description section. Go down there and you should find it. But now it's time to go. We're moving on to another Caribbean island. Our Caribbean Island Winter Series is not over yet.
Yeah, we got one more to go. This one is probably we'll consider a medium-sized island, bigger than this.
And its own country.
It's definitely its own country. We were like, Anguilla, is it its own country? Is St. Martin its own country? Well, Antigua, which is where we're going, Antigua and Barbuda, definitely its own country.
We cannot wait to get there. Expect hopefully multiple videos, weather depending. There's been a weird weather system in the Caribbean lately this time of the year, so hopefully that's over, but we can't wait. Don't worry, for all you watching, waiting for more Dominican Republic content. We will be back there very soon as well. That's where we live, in case all you guys don't know. But if anyone's new around here, it's Trevor and Anna, Delightful Travelers. Make sure to hit subscribe, leave us a comment, all that stuff. If you're not new, thank you for coming back each and every week and following along in our delightful adventures. We're having a blast.
Such a fun time. It's so great to explore some new Caribbean islands for us.
I know. So, all right, it's time to go sit by the pool before we go catch our flight.
All right, guys, that's it.
From Anguilla, wishing you delightful travels.
See you soon.